Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you very much for sticking to my channel. In this video, you are coming to look at something very interesting. We are coming to look at the top 10 high paying jobs in accounting and finance. That is a very intriguing topic to look at, right? Okay, so thank you very much for sticking to the channel. If this is your first time on my channel, please subscribe to the channel and also like the video and share with others so they can also benefit. All right, so without wasting much time, let's get into the business for today. So we are going to look at the top 10 high paying accounting and finance jobs. So if you are somebody who is interested in pursuing a career in accounting and finance from this year 2024 onwards, then this video is right for you. All right, so we are coming to dive into the top high paying accounting jobs. All right, so this list is not exhaustive, but I've selected the high paying jobs that you and I will be interested in 2024 and beyond. All right, so let's start. So accounting and finance, as we know, is a very dynamic field, business field, with a whole lot of opportunities. All right, it is one of the fields that opportunities never get exhausted, despite the infiltration of AI and machine learning and all that. The field still looks lucrative. All right, so this is a field that you might want to venture into, even if you are somebody who chanced upon this video and you are not into the accounting and finance field. I will implore you to look at this video and also make the necessary decision as per your interest. All right, so let's get into it. The first job we want to look at is private equity. Now, what does the private equity does, or what is private equity? The job scope is to evaluate alternative investments. They grow companies for resale. They work with the mantra high risk, high returns. So what they do is that basically they identify investment opportunities, grow those opportunities, and then sell them. All right, so that is what they do. Minimum entry requirements. The entry requirements for venturing into the private equity, MBA or bachelor's degree is necessary. Financial analysis skills, financial modeling and valuation skills. You need all those skills. Now, what are the top players? Okay, what are the top players within this particular job landscape? We have Blackstone Group, Kohlberg, Kravis Roberts, also known as KRR. We have Kyle Group, Vista Equity Partners, Bain Capital, etc., etc. Now, what is the entry pay range? So the entry level pay range, we have $110,000 to $220,000 for the entry level. All right, so that's the first one. The second one, we go to investment banking. Investment banking is one of the popular areas within the finance industry. So let's look at their job scope. What they do basically is they do capital raising on the markets. They advise clients on M&As, that's mergers and acquisitions. They do underwriting, securities, and also provide financial advisory services, etc., etc. So this is a brief overview of what the investment analyst does, or the investment banker does. All right, now let's look at the minimum entry requirements. Bachelor's degree in finance, economics, or related field, the CFA designation, the Chartered Financial Analyst designation, um, is also a requirement in most of the job applications out there. An internship experience is also required in some of the job requirements. All right. Then we come to the top players. Who are the top players within the investment banking job landscape? So we have Goldman Sachs, we have JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, etc., etc., as you know them. And then the entry level pay range for this particular job is $150 to $250. That's wow. All right. Then we come to investment analyst. Now, do not confuse investment banking with investment analysis. All right. So, investment analyst. What do they do? They analyze financial data, perform valuations, and explore and recommend investments. They also manage investment portfolios, etc., etc. Okay, so that's what the investment analysts do. Now, what is the minimum requirement for becoming an investment analyst? You need a bachelor's degree in finance, economics, or a related field, CFA designation, quantitative and analytical skills is required for you to be a top notch in this particular um, uh, job landscape. You need financial modeling and valuation skills, which I've covered comprehensively on this particular channel. So you can check my financial modeling and valuation videos on this particular channel. All right. Then we have markets. You need to be abreast with market trends and have presentation skills. And you also need an internship experience. So when you are in school, you need to take opportunities and invest yourself in internship experience. This is very necessary in the finance and accounting field. All right. Now let's come to the top players within the investment analyst job. So we have JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, UBS, Citi, Wells Fargo, etc., etc., as you know them out there. And then we have the entry level pay range being around 80 to $150,000. So 80,000 to $150,000. That's the um entry level pay range. Then we go to the fourth one here, which is business development. What do they do? They identify and explore growth opportunities within the business in which they have been employed. Their aim is to increase the market share of the business, and they do this by exploring new markets every day. New markets. That's what they do. All right. Now, what are the minimum entry requirements? Bachelor's degree in finance, economics, or related field. Analytical. You need to be analytical. You need to have negotiation skills. You need to be abreast with market trends and have presentation skills, and you also need an internship experience. All right. Now, what are the top players within the business development employment industry? So we have Google, Microsoft, Tableau, Amazon, Apple, or etc., etc., etc. All right. Then we have the entry level pay range also being around 80,000 to $150,000. All right. Then we go to management consulting, one of the popular areas within the accounting industry. So we have the job scope here. They assist organizations to improve performance. All right, they solve problems, they achieve their objectives through strategic thinking and planning. They expedite the processes of the organization, and then they also resolve issues. Okay, they also resolve issues within the organization. So this is a very broad job um, that you might need to consider, and it is also one of the high paying jobs you can ever get out there. Then what are the minimum entry requirements? You need an MBA or bachelor's degree. You need a CGMA designation, that is the Chartered Global Management Accountant designation, offered by CIMA. Okay, CIMA, Chartered Institute of Management Accounting. You need a CPA qualification, Certified Public Accountant. You need ACCA or Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, or you also need a CA designation, which is a Chartered Accountant in the various local authorities. Then we have analytical skills. You need analytical skills. You need negotiation skills, problem solving skills, and then presentation skills. All right. And then what are the top players? We have Big Four, McKinsey and Company, Boston Consulting Group or BCG as we know them, Bain and Company, etc., etc. Then what are the entry level range for this job? It's also 80,000 to $150,000. These are just ranges, all right. So you can get more or you can get less depending on your qualification. Now the sixth one is management, risk management. So what's the job scope? They identify, assess, and mitigate risks in firms' financial health. And then they implement risk management strategies and techniques. That is all they do is managing risk. Okay, they identify, assess, and then manage risk. That is all they do. All right. Now, what are the minimum entry requirements for this particular job? you need a bachelor's degree in finance, accounting, economics, or business, or a related field. You need analytical and risk management skills. You need financial analysis skills and all that. Then what are the top players? We have Google. Google employs risk managers. Microsoft, Tesla, banks, insurance companies, investment firms, and all financial institutions and investment institutions need risk managers to manage their investment risks. All right. So, what are the entry level pay range? It's also 80,000 to $150,000 as we have it there. Then number 7 is asset management. Now, what's the job scope for the asset manager? They help grow the wealth of clients. They are experts in asset classes, okay, and then they manage investments in assets. And we are talking about financial assets or investment instruments. All right, that's what they basically do. Now, what is the minimum entry requirement for this particular job designation? We have the CFA designation. You need the CFA designation. You have bachelor's degree in finance or related field. So, finance, accounting, or related field. You need analytical and decision making skills, high level knowledge of financial markets and investments, etc. etc. Now, what are the top players? We are talking about BlackRock, Vanguard Group, Fidelity Investments, JP Morgan Chase, Capital Group, etc. etc. Then we need when you are employed as an asset manager, you may be getting somewhere around 75,000 to $135,000 as your entry level pay range. All right. Then number 8 on my list is financial analyst. That is like it. So we have the financial analyst. What do? They engage in financial reporting and analysis. They engage in financial modeling and valuations, performing valuations, corporate finance. That is their specialty. All right, this is what they do. Now, minimum entry requirements: you need bachelor's degree, quantitative and analytical skills. You need financial modeling and valuation skills. You need to be abreast with market trends, and then you also need presentation and communication skills as a financial analyst. All right, now who are the top players? We are talking about Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, Apple, JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, and all that. Then the entry level pay range for this particular job, a financial analyst, usually earns somewhere around 70,000 to $110,000 per year. Now, the next on my list, which is number 9, is the tax analyst. Now, the job scope: they provide expert tax planning and compliance services. They advise clients on tax related matters, and then they also make sure that your tax liabilities are always minimal within the tax regulatory framework. All right, so that's what they do. Minimum entry requirements: you need a bachelor's degree in accounting, CPA designation, ACCA or CA designations. You need quantitative and analytical skills, and then you also need high level knowledge of tax laws and regulations. All right, so that's what you need to be able to enter into the field of the tax analyst. Then top players: we have the big four accounting firms. We have Deloitte, PwC, EY, and then KPMG. These are the big four. They are the key players within the tax and analyst job. Okay. Um, then other accounting firms out there who are competing with the big four, they are also high level employers of tax analysts. Then the entry level for a tax analyst is the pay range is usually around $65,000 to $118,000. Wow. So that is it. And then number 10 on my list is auditing. Okay, the auditor. Now, who is the auditor? The auditors are usually known to be the watchdogs of capitalism. All right. So, what do? They review financial statements, ensure compliance with regulations. They provide assurance to shareholders and other stakeholders. So, what they do is that they review the financial statement to determine if it has been presented in a true and a fair, it represents the true and the fair view of the organization, and then they issue an opinion on that particular financial statement, and that opinion gives assurance to shareholders and other stakeholders about the credibility of the financial statement. That's what the auditor do. Now, what are the minimum entry requirements? Bachelor's degree in accounting is a minimum requirement. CPA, ACCA, or CA designations. You need analytical skills. You need to be analytical to be able to be successful in auditing. Attention to details cannot be overemphasized. Communication skills, ability to work under pressure, and all that. These are minimum requirements for you to enter into the auditing field. Now, who are the top players? As expected, the big four accounting firms: Deloitte, PwC, KPMG, EY. These are the big four accounting firms, and they are the high level employers of auditors. All right. Then other audit institutions or auditors. Then we have internal audit departments of various organizations. Every organization has an internal audit department, and they employ auditors. All right. So these are the top players. And then what is the pay range for an auditor? So for the auditor, you can get a pay range around 58,000 to $110,000. Then voila, this is how we end this particular video on the top 10 highest paying jobs within the accounting and finance industry. I hope you learned a lot in this particular video. You have explored just how the accounting and finance industry has provided us with what high paying level jobs. All right, so what did we look at? We looked at private equity, we looked at risk management, investment banking, investment analysts, we have auditor, tax analyst, and all that. So you have learned a lot in this particular video. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and also consider sharing the video with others. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.